going... Hopefully my personal layout will work. Because the first time I've done... Well, only the second time I've done Final Fantasy 14 on stream. And definitely first time since I got the new, refurbished, not refurbished, but new hard drive. And therefore with all the new setup and exploits, like a whole bunch of new stuff going on. Anyway, go ahead and try to open up the game. Once it opens up, it should come up on stream. It's actually a bigger window than I thought it was going to be. Put that down a bit. That over here. I don't really need the right side for chat as much. I can cover that. Alright, so hopefully everything kind of looks and oh god. Also, like, I just forget just how loud things can be sometimes. I forgot to turn off the overlay. I suppose I can do that from Steam, can I? At least when I'm running it. Do that. I kind of don't want to test it just in case there's something like kind of vital in my overlay for some reason, but hopefully that'll keep the login stuff from coming up. Anyway, let's go ahead and try to log in. I'm expecting it to take a minute to actually do the full-on login because there is some kind of like a lot of people in there. What do you mean connection poor? I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that I'm currently still uploading the stream from last night. I forgot to do that overnight. Yeah, why is that poor? I mean, at least my upload to the stream seems to be working, so... I don't know, we'll see what happens. I wonder if maybe just because of how many people there are. I know when I logged on last night, connection was excellent. Yeah, so 27 players in queue, that's pretty decent. It's like usually like a less than a minute of wait. Oh, hi, Eddie. Sorry. Did you come to say hello? Did you come to see me play a cat person? I know. Yeah, I finally got the new the subclass on my character my character's main class the other night, so my CPU usage, yeah, that kind of always happens. Okay. Yeah, bye. Let's see how long he actually. Adamantoise is considered or categorized as a congested world. Fun fact. Eddie, you have a cold. I actually hear him sniffing. Alright, so I can close that. Close that, close that. So many windows that it comes up with that you don't actually need. I don't know why I'm alt-tabbing. So, don't need these achievements. Okay. Alright, so I believe we need to go to Ul'dah to get to the Thaumaturge. Probably should have considered that before, but oh well. There is an Aetheryte here. We'll use this to head over to... I'm actually not sure where I am closest to right now, now that I think about it. There you go. Really tight. Okay, so I can't just do that. Purpose... Okay, so Vanillin is, I think, where Ul'dah is, right? Yeah, we'll just teleport there. I'm not worried about the money cost. Anyway. Oh, you gotta be sneezing. Steps of Nod. Okay, so... And I think I already have all the Aetheryte cells, so I should be able to get right to the... Thaumaturge... Yep, Thaumaturge Guild. What was the base Adventurers Guild? I'm guessing that's probably like the quote-unquote tavern of Ul'dah. Anyway. It still feels wet. Alright, so... right here. Yeah, because I remember the Thaumaturge had like a kind of weird element, like balancing system as far as mechanics go, where I think one did more damage, the other actually gave you like MP regeneration. One thing I find weird about 14 in general is that your MP is like static at 10,000, no matter what level or class you are. Even as like a monk or a dragoon, you have like 10,000 MP, which is kind of weird. Anyway, back to Yayake. Welcome to the Thaumaturge Guild. It is fate that has guided your steps here, friend. Within these hallowed halls, the arts of devastation are taught, primeval magics with which to bring about an enemy's ruin. If you would join our ranks and wield the power of thaumaturgy, I urge you to seize this moment and confide in me your arcane ambitions. Why does it make it sound so epic? Yes, there truly was no other answer, was there? Being closer now, and I shall whisper to you of thaumaturgy's beginnings. Wait, is this supposed to be ASMR? The nation of Ul'dah inherited its traditions from ancient Baladia, a city founded by the descendants of the first mages. The secrets of these illustrious sorcerers were ultimately entrusted to the priests of the Order of Nal'Thal, who have passed them down from generation to generation ever since. Focused and refined over centuries of use in the Order's funeral rites, the arcane magics of our ancestors eventually emerged as the art we now know as thaumaturgy. A freezing blizzard to halt corruption, a raging fire to cleanse the corpse, a bolt of lightning to expel the sins of mortal life. The duelos employed in the preparation of the dead are equally efficacious when applied to the living. Thus does our guild thrive in the depths of the Arzanath Ossuary, a sanctuary devoted to Thal, the divine arbiter of the afterlife. What say you then, adventurer? If you would plumb the abyssal depths of thaumaturgy, let our learned sages guide your descent. But before you leap into the darkness, you must prove to our guildmasters that you are possessed of the spiritual fortitude necessary to look upon that which waits therein. When you are ready to submit the judgment of our most eminent mages, say the word. I shall say the word. Bird. Well, adventurer, will you join our guild? Or do you presume to ignore the urgings of impatient destiny? Wait, thaumaturgs can equip shields? That seems new. Alright, I will accept. A wise decision indeed. To prepare for your initiation, I would have you study the volumes of Fundamental Thaumaturgical Principle. All 108 of them. Hey, we're playing Sigurd now. Or at least I would, if such requirements had not been abolished. Too great a deterrent for fresh novices, they said. I suppose you shall just have to settle for calling upon the collective wisdom of our guildmasters. We have 5, you see, all brothers of the same house. Though they all wield supreme authority, it is the eldest who provides a singular voice for the guild when one is required. Master Kokobigo, I believe. I have to talk to Coco the Bandicoot. Right over here. Kokobigo, that is actually the correct name. Oh, there's a lot of Cocos there. Very chocolatey. Who? What? Oh, it's Teeth Man. Did your mother never tell you not to startle a thaumaturge? Look at that expectant face, Kokobigo. This gentleman is obviously a new applicant for the guild seeking audience with our eldest brother. Oh, Prelet Yalaka, I cannot pronounce that name. Yayaka. You can recite the 307 verses of the funerary rites for the virtuous fallen, but the simple task of keeping our name straight seems ever beyond her grasp. I mean, to be fair, names can be hard. Well, damn it. What's this? Thal has led us to a new aspirant. Kokobuki, were you here the entire time? Greetings, child. I am Kokobuki, the eldest, and I would venture to say the wisest, of the 5 masters of the Thaumaturge's Guild. It is my solemn duty to furnish our would-be initiates with a succinct understanding of our beloved art. Thus I would have your fullest attention. To wield thaumaturgy is to unleash devastation of the highest magnitude. The lethal force of our spells far exceeds the destructive capability of any other form of arcane manipulation. Fire, lightning, blizzards, somnolence. The thaumaturge calls upon an expansive arsenal of offensive incantations to incapacitate and obliterate all manner of adversaries. Open your mind to our sorcerer's teachings, and you too shall soon hold the unparalleled power of our discipline in the palm of your hand. Of course, such power has a price. You must be willing to plunge headfirst into the forbidding chasm of thaumaturgy's secrets. For advancements in this art comes only with the completion of deadly and terrible trials. I ask you now, aspirant, are you prepared to leap into the abyss in pursuit of power unrivaled? Are you prepared to leap into the abyss? See. A confident response. Your name, if you will. Very well, Aaron. Let us mark your initiation with 3 eminently practical gifts. My first gift to you shall be an addition to your hunting log. The names of such enemies that will prove suitable to your training as a thaumaturge. The The second and third gifts are the Scepter and Shield, instruments you shall need to focus the destructive force of your will. Ooh. Did you believe your initiation over? My dear disciple, we have only just begun. Take your new weapons in hand, and I will set you forth upon your first trial. Tough get. Number of available gear sets increased. Alright, so now I get to equip it. So, where is it? Weathered Scepter. Where's the quick build? Recommended gear. So it always starts you off with the Leonhardt stuff, which I'm not really that big a fan of, for whatever reason. Don't they have like other good free stuff? I don't know what the Wild Rose is. Antilus Vest. I don't know. I'm not really sure like which set of things I want to do. Actually, let's do a mix and match. Let's be completely tacky. This character who has no idea who or what he wants to be. So, your gear set. There we go. Thaumaturge. So now I speak to you. Over here. Kokubuki. Wishes to test the limits of your thaumaturgical aptitude. The scepter well complements the avid desire for destructive power written upon your features. Now we shall complete your initiation with a trial to test the limits of your aptitude for channeling thaumaturgy. Huge hornets, star mammoths, and snapping shrews inhabit this land in abundance. Exercise your sorceress might and slay 3 of each of these creatures before returning to my side. Actually, don't I have a ring that also gives me like an XP boost? Okay, I think it's automatically equipped, yeah, because it's level 1 stuff. Alright. Now we get to do the basic MMO stuff of just bonking enemies in the face. With magic. Okay, I read the Erasmus name as Samus for a second. That kind of amused me. So, I think we can just head out, like, anywhere. Here. I think we can actually just go probably straight up. Might work out a little bit better. Also, I need to re-get my mouse. Mount guide. One thing that does kind of suck is you have to rebuild your tool, or your, toolbar, whatever it's called, every time you change classes. Get the big birdie boy, and the regular birdie boy, just in case. What? I guess you can't technically use mounts in cities, which seems kind of weird to me. But, oh well, it's a thing. Oh yeah, and then this little thing right here. This is part of, I guess, the funky mechanics of the thaumaturge, which I'm kind of interested in trying to figure out how it works exactly. Hopefully there's like a proper tutorial on it. I legit do not know. I should be having a much better FPS than this. I don't know why I'm well, okay, I'm standing still, it's at 60, but... Alright, so Blizzard, 2.5 seconds, deal ice damage with a potency of 180, grants Umbral Ice or removes Astral Fire for 15 seconds. So, yeah, so this does something. I don't really know what. Actually, what's my MP regeneration? Apparently pretty quick. Basically, as soon as I cast, I get my magic back. Elemental Gauge unlocked. Finish taking this guy out, I guess. There we go. Elemental Gauge. What is this? The Elemental Gauge indicates whether you are under the influence of Astral Fire after casting a fire spell, or Umbral Ice after casting a blizzard spell. While under the influence of Astral Fire, all fire spells will have increased potency, but require more MP to cast. While under the influence of Umbral Ice, all ice spells will have a reduced cost, and you'll have significantly increased MP recovery. Furthermore, when maintaining the stacks of Astral Fire or Umbral Ice, a spell of the opposite element can be cast at no cost. Interesting. So you start with Ice, you can go to Fire for free. Huh. We got Fire with a kind of big mana cost. Both have the same potency. You view the job gauge description at any time from the Actions and Traits menu. Umbral Ice and Astral Fire. See if this does anything different. Astral Fire and Umbral Ice are special status effects which allow thaumaturges to continuously deal devastating amounts of damage while still conserving their MP reserves. Casting one of the fire spells gives the thaumaturge the effect of Astral Fire, which decreases the potency and MP cost of further fire spells. At the same time, it lowers the potency and MP cost of blizzard spells, but prevents the natural or spell-assisted gradual restoration of MP. Wait, prevents? Huh. Wasn't aware the fire would actually, like, stop MP regeneration. That seems weird. Conversely, casting one of the blizzard spells gives the thaumaturge the effect of Umbral Ice, which decreases the MP cost of ice spells, while increasing the speed at which MP naturally recovers. At the same time, it lowers the potency and MP cost of fire spells. As the thaumaturge progresses in level, the number of Umbral Ice and Astral Fire effects which can be stacked at any one time increases. The larger the stack, the more powerful the effect. Learning when to switch between Fire and Ice is key to being successful in extended battles. Okay, so Fire actually stops MP regeneration, which seems weird. Super fast levels. Okay, so it takes one to basically remove the stack, and then the second one to actually gain the other abilities. Okay. Quite important things to figure out. It does 18 with the lowered effect. Actually, it doesn't seem to do that much less, honestly. So 27 with a crit, with the Umbral Ice. Yeah, it doesn't seem like damage really shifts. Okay, on that one it does. Oh, wait, I don't need to kill this thing, but oh, look, I got a new thing. Transpose. Swaps Astral Fire with a single Umbral Ice, or Umbral Ice with a single Astral Fire. Okay. So I simply Hornets and Snapping Shrews. What's the cooldown on that? So why is that bar so... So, recast 5 seconds. Okay, so there's no like cooldown or anything on it. Just takes a while to actually do. Can I still bop you? I can still bop you. Okay. And whoosh. Bop. More bop. Didn't mean to attack that one, but oh well. More bop. Yeah, part of the reason I'm leveling up so quickly is that since I have a main, or my main class is like so much higher level 40, it does give an XP boost to all other classes that you try to build up to basically help you catch up a little bit faster. And I've also got a couple items that increase my XP gain as well. That's why I'm getting so many levels so early on. So where are the others? Okay. Can you show them on my map at all? Not really. Oh, maybe I have to go to the other area, maybe that's why. Burb. That's what I do like how you can actually move your toolbars without having to go to like the UI realignment screen or whatever it is. You can just do it. Here. Okay, so one of the enemies is gonna be down in this little red area. And no, it might be a little high level, but we'll try it. I need to dismount. Oh, no, that's not what I want to do. Fire. Okay, he's kinda being mean to me. Short of ice. Get my MP back. Then swap back once I get to full. I don't know why I'm killing this guy. He doesn't have anything for me. Also don't get that. Oh. Yeah, let's just manually go to Blizzard. I want to keep using fire. That's stronger. Decent crit. Much. Not really significant. Go back to this. Get my MP back. Whoosh. My MP shall soon no longer exist. Ooh, I got thunder now. Deals lightning damage with a potency of 30. Effect or additional effect lightning damage over time. Potency 35. 21-second duration. Only one thunder spell induced damage over time effect per caster can be inflicted upon a single target. Okay. Good to know. But I still need to find the actual quest enemies. That's probably not recommended. I could get those guys for experience, but I really don't need that right now. This is the right way? Yeah, we have to take the bridge, I guess. Yeah, it's admittedly like seeing some FPS drops like this. I mean, we started wondering if I should actually probably upgrade my processor at this point. This is one of the few components that are actually still from back when I originally built this computer a whole bunch of years ago. Actually, I think that would have been like 2013. I had this computer for that long? I've had this for a while. I know it was at least before I got my house, and that was like 5 years ago. Oh, and after I never realized how old my computer was. Anyway, what am I doing? So, get off the bird. So, get some damage over time. Then stack the fire. Yeah. And lightning apparently does not affect the elemental thing. Oh, that was a good chunk of damage. Put some MP back. Didn't quite mean to cast that, but oh well. And he'll probably just die in his zone. I was correct. If I swap... Okay, at least swapping does change or refresh the cooldown too. That's kind of good to know. Where are the shrews? Unless maybe they're somewhere else. I think they're somewhere else. Still shows here. These are huge hornets. Not the... Oh, here we go. Okay. range on this? 25 yards. Or technically yalms, I think is the in-game way of saying it, but it's basically yards. All the foosh. Alright, that should, yep, last of the quest enemies. Yeah, right over this way. Go, Chunky Bow, go. So 8th and 9, take this to the proper place. Thaumaturge. Yeah, no drop frame so far, so that's at least a good sign right there. Yeah, that's right. I don't remember this part here being like this bright before. Unless I'm just that blind. You have the satisfied look of a mage who has utterly vanquished his foes. Aaron, I formally welcome you into the Brotherhood of Thaumaturges. The purpose of this trial was to gauge your capacity for wielding thaumaturgy, an innate quality the limits of which are bound by the level of etheric energy flowing through your physical being. Aether, the very stuff of life, exists within all living creatures to a greater or lesser extent. Remember this, for it is the most basic law of arcane manipulation. As your experience grows, so shall your reserves of thaumaturgical endurance. The wellspring of your magical might will also swell in response to moments of extreme terror and duress. When you find yourself seeking greater challenge, the next time you crave the thrill of exquisite fear, that is when you shall know the time has come for you to visit me once more. Greetings, sir. How you doing tonight? Next Thaumaturge quest will be available upon reaching level 5. Hey, I'm level 6. Almost level 7. Correction, I'm level 7. So, no new ability for this level. Let's see what else the... Oh, wrong button. What else this guy has for us? I know that feeling. I'm doing good. Yeah, my work has wasted no time in putting me back to work with like 18 projects in the span of like 2 days. Anyway. The Guildmaster Kokobuki wishes to draw you further into the abyss of thaumaturgy's secrets. Your burgeoning power strains against the confines of your untried mortal shell. Another trial you must have. From this day forth, your tasks and challenges will be shaped by the teachings found within thaumaturgy, the yawning abyss, a tome penned by the renowned thaumaturge Zozomaya. My brothers, who have not once tested the bitter draught of defeat, or tasted, will instruct you on the vital lessons to be gleaned from the 4 extensive chapters that comprise... Accidentally clicking. The first chapter, The Threat of Intimacy, falls within Kokobigo's purview. It is only fitting that one so averse to being approached should teach you the wisdom to be uncovered therein. What are you doing? Oh, that is apparently not a stair. Anyway. Andy. Hi. And no. We interrupt your regularly scheduled stream to bring you Cat. Hey, no. What do you think you're doing? Hey. Ah! Ah, yes, Aaron, I've been expecting you. Allow me to read to you the pertinent passages from the opening chapter to Zozomaya's Guide. Wait, we're not just going to talk about the fact you screamed? The Threat of Intimacy. Ah, how magnificent the potent power we wield. Roaring flames, piercing ice, and shocking bolts are matched not by fist or sword or spear. But the burly warrior waxes fearsome with every closing step. Fists shatter bone, blades slice through flesh, spears puncture soft bellies. Know you this threat, and stand you apart from such men. That last part makes me queasy no matter how often I recite it. The lesson, however, should be obvious. Keep your distance from your foes. Not very easy when solo. Apart from the agony of being hit, or stabbed, or worse, you'll have a devil of a time completing an incantation with an enemy flailing his weapons at your person. Thus, the wise thaumaturge always strikes from afar. The farther, the better. Now, let us proceed with your trial. Take this dried fish and set it down in the vicinity of the Silver Bazaar. Next, simply draw back to a comfortable distance and wait for Vulture to swoop in to feed. That's when you ambush the nasty creature with a barrage of deadly spells. Once you have slain the scavenger, be sure to retrieve a generous slice of vulture meat for Fafafona. Where did they come up with these names? He doesn't mind us conducting trials so close to his shop, so long as he's properly compensated. Yes, Aaron, we pay him in sorcery blasted bird flesh. I mean, that's fair. Alright, so we need to go to the bazaar. Oh, it's kind of bizarre. Yeah, I deserve to be bought for that one. Not gonna lie. Okay, where specifically is that? The Silver Bazaar. It's in... Oh, it's actually in the outer region. Okay. Anyway. Oh, Eddie. Okay, so it's in Western Vanillin. Now, I wouldn't be so, like, fidgety about Eddie coming up like this if he didn't have claws. Eddie. Because he has claws. He does not know how not to use them. Eddie, why? Why are you such a man? Staring into my soul. Loving every second of the attention. There you go. I feel like this is gonna become like half of a just pet the cat stream. Hey, no. What are you doing? Red. Hey, Eddie, I have to play my game. I have a whole whopping, like, more than one person watching me. Well, probably watching you more than me right now, but... Mr. Ed, why are you like this? Alright. So now we need to go... Now we know we need to go to Western Vanillin, which is basically right up here. Let's see if I can equip any better gear, being at level 7. I don't know if I've actually picked up any, like, spellcasting gear throughout my playthrough on this character. Recommended gear. No, it's still because it's the same basic equipment here, so not yet. One of the things I probably should just stop at a shop real quick, or maybe like the marketplace and get some better gear, but eh. Actually, how far away is the market? I don't think it's anywhere close by. On board? Well, I guess it was, well. I don't know if that was a player market though, because that's where we would need to actually go to get better gear. So from here, all the way to southwest. Oh. Run, Burb, run! Bum bum ba lum bum 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 ba lum bum bum. Haberdasher. Which I think literally means just someone who sells, like, flowers, I think. Actually, I wonder if we can kind of look up ahead in the, where to be? Oh? Okay, we'll look up some general abilities? Wait. So, Addle, lowers target physical damage dealt by 5% and magic dealt by 10%. Okay, I think these are, like, general traits you can actually take on, like, other characters as well. There we go. Okay, so we got Thunder, we got Blizzard 2 at level 12. Which I think is basically just a stronger... Oh! Deals ice damage with a potency of 100 target and all enemies nearby. So it becomes an AoE. Grants upper life or removes natural fire. Scathe. Deals unexpected damage with a potency of 100. 20% chance the potency will double. Interesting. And we got Fire 2. It becomes basically an AoE. Thunder 2. Becomes AoE. Well, a lot less potency overall, though. Which is unfortunate. Yeah, I think I've read somewhere that the fire and basically all the elemental spells go to, like, elemental 7, I think. I'm not sure how that works in the MP cost rising, but... Anyway. Back toward the quest thing. Oh. Or we can fight some of these guys. Lightning, go! How much did I bonk him for? Enough. Okay. Save a little bit of MP that way. Oh, I got to put on the lightning first. Well, back to ice so I can get my MP back. Yep. And fire. I'm just gonna forget about the lighting at this point. Gas, please. Thank you. Alright, so no level yet, but kind of getting close. I don't think we're... Yeah, okay, yeah, we're right here. Destination. Whee! So we need to put dried fish. Get ready to bop a bird. It's there, wait for the chance to slay a circling vulture. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Always with the waiting. Oh, I have to go over there. I guess that kind of makes sense. Action is literally waiting. Lightning. I wonder if that's also supposed to basically show you like how far your spells actually reach. Which is a decent distance, I would say. More foosh. Alright, quest complete. The Silver Bazaar. Can I just... Yeah, where's... Maybe I can take like a... Just do a quick teleport. All... where are the... Oh, it's probably like in like the upper level, maybe? No? Wait, where do I turn this in? Fauna in the Silver Bazaar. Was it somewhere like in the Vanillin regions? I don't think it would be. Outlet? No. Oh, it's all the way down there. I am okay. I'm over here, so not that far away, I guess. Now leave me alone. I have no quarrel with you, good Sir Beak. You're done making use of my testing grounds, are you? Cough up the fee, then. Have a bird. Oh, there's nothing so tender as a bit of meat pummeled with wanton wizardry. Nice doing business with you, Thaumaturge. Did you say Thaumaturge? Has this mage just completed a guild trial? Ah, Master Alchemist. What brings you out to our bazaar this fine evening? The gentleman here just slew himself a plump vulture. You'd be surprised at how many of these scepter-wielding sorcerers end up sliced to ribbons by beak and talon. That's not the sort of flesh I have a taste for, you understand. My brothers, not again. His head is shaped like an onion. Back to Thaumaturge's Guild. Okay. That I know how to get to. Apparently, okay, I need to actually be at an aetheryte to make that work. And there's none nearby. So, yay. Alright. Well, it's a chocobo, but I have a chocobo myself anyway, so it's not going to get me there any faster. If I could just use, like, regular teleport. Oh well. More things I'm learning about the game as I get back into playing it. That doesn't work. Actually, as a side note, I'm gonna jump into my Final Fantasy 14 voice channel in my Discord, just in case somebody else wants to join for whatever reason. I think there's only like 2 people inside the Discord right now who actually have Final Fantasy 14, and I don't know if they're interested in playing, because one of them is, I know for a fact, sleeping right now. The other one is also probably sleeping, but for a different reason. Yeah, let's head up this way. And then once we hear like a random voice in the speakers, then I'll be like frightened as all hell, then I'll be like, oh yeah, hi. Into the city. This is at least one of the more easily accessible class guilds, which is kind of nice. I know for the one with the Lancers Guild in Gridania, it's you basically have to take an 1/8 in that shard, then you're still walking like a quarter of the entire screen away to get to where you need to go. Whereas here, it's basically just right here from the front gate. That was almost a perfect sprint time. Ah, welcome back, Aaron. You seem to have done well. Both eyes intact, face appears unshredded. It truly is the most terrible feeling to have one's casting interrupted by heinous injury. One of the easier trials, if you ask me. Keep well away from pointy, slashy, bashy things if you wish to reach the end of an arcane utterance. That's just common sense. Fortune favors the fighter who flings fire from afar. I simply love the look of loathing leveled at me by the distant duelists distressed by my deadly downpour. Oh, he's one of those kind of talkers. Everything's a mnemonic. We thaumaturges excel at offense, but fail miserably at defense. The most effective strategy is to topple our adversaries with overwhelming force before they have a chance to respond. Honor is for knights and dead mages. Oh, it actually shows my thing on the Discord up here. Interesting. Aaron, your studies appear to be progressing nicely. It won't be long before you dominate the battlefield as an avatar of sorcerous destruction. Oh, someone's angry. So it's true, Buki. Don't try to hide from me, Bigo. Or you, Bonnie. Or Bezzy. Or Boha. Okay, I guess they just forget Coco exists. Kokobusi? What are you doing here? You promised. You promised you would teach me next. Oh dear. Well, yes, we did, of course, but Aaron here was most insistent. And once again you brushed me aside in the hope that I abandoned my heart's desire. Why do you deny me? I hate you! All of you! Please, Boosie, you shouldn't say such hurtful things. You know how delicate Vigo is. That was Kokobusi, our youngest brother. He so dearly wishes to become a thaumaturge like the rest of us, but it simply isn't possible. The poor boy's etheric levels are pitifully low. We thought we had convinced him to accept fate's cruel quirks when he entered the Alchemist Guild, but he yet yearns to walk the path of thaumaturgy. Such is Kokobusi's determination that he spends all his waking moments experimenting with alchemical concoctions, seeking a method by which he can expand his capacity for arcane manipulation. Well, this is obviously not your concern. Back to the abyss with you, young thaumaturge. And I mean that in the most encouraging manner possible. To the abyss with you! Good day. Alright, so we get our choice of gear. better hat. Okay, I guess we'll take the armor. So, where's the actual... Just made robe of casting. There we go. There's some extra stuff. Now we kind of look like a matey boy. So, okay, so now I need to be a couple levels higher. Actually, let's go ahead and go to the market and try to get some more appropriately leveled gear. Hopefully we have the Aethernet place for that. Sapphire Avenue, I think it is. Thanks, I should have enough money for at least this low level worth of gear. Actually, what level is the armor we just got? Armor is level 5, which isn't bad. Okay, so here's the market board. The main arm. Where's Scepter? Doctor. Level 5. Bone Brand and Bone Staff. Okay, Brand is currently better for auto attack, although it's not really gonna make that much of a difference, honestly. Just out of curiosity, what's the price of the other one? Oh my god, 4. How many selling this for 4? You know what? Actually, auto attack and delay. Does the delay affect anything? Just because I don't actually know. Let's just do this, because we got enough money as it is. We'll get a Bone Brand. We'll get a shield. Or a maple. Okay, that's a bit of a jump. Block strength and block rate plus 16. Oh god, no. Not for that one. What's the heart? I don't know what that means. Fine. Yeah, I think our starting item gear is like 1, 5, and 10, I think. I don't see any hits. Oh, that's for crafting. Nobody's selling that. Wow. Okay, we're not gonna be able to get any hats, it looks like. Already got body. Work gloves, no. Leather light mitts, which doesn't really give us any more. We already have? Okay, I guess they're just good stats to begin with. And I'll take 1 intelligence. Well, how much does it cost? I'm not paying 7,000 for that. Okay, that would be good if they're actually selling. I need to sell. And tights. Okay, apparently nobody's selling the low-level wizard stuff. Unfortunate. The boots. Actually, that one we can get. It probably shouldn't be paying this much, but I will. I'm not going to worry about the accessories. Nope, not that. Some shoes. And what was the other thing? We got a hat, I think it was? No. No. I thought we got something else too. Maybe not. Oh no, we got a shield. That's the other thing we got. No? Look, we bought 2 things. What's the other thing we bought? Bone Brand. Oh, it's the weapon. That's what we got. Okay. Bone Brand. Alright. Update the Thaumaturge gear. And I see a unlockable quest thing? Oh, I think that's for getting, like, retainers. Yeah, whenever you see a little quest icon with a little, like, plus on in there, it's basically, like, adding or improving a feature of the game. Why am I going to that door like it opens? Let's go ahead and... Yeah. Let's go to this one, just because. Yeah, we just gotta get to level 10 and get our stuff there. I almost think we probably could take the Black Tortoise, but I kind of don't want to take the risk. What's the pace? What level are they? I don't think we could technically tackle it more this far over. But I think we are going to try for it. Or we can go for these two. Oh, what is this? Owl. Oh, that's the one that lowers the stuff. Put that up there. Oosh. Get my MP back. I'm really not sure how much benefit the lighting is actually really doing for us. Do some comparisons. So 3 on base. Yeah, I don't think Thunder's really doing that much for us right now, unfortunately. Up over to Ice. Dusty Mongrel. We're getting a decent amount of experience for those, but not really enough. We are getting chain bonuses, though, which kinda helps. I refuse to be bitten. See, bop. We're getting our MP back. Range, apparently. There. Spell these. Thunder for 5 whole damage. MP back. I guess we're not getting that much more XP per kill in the chain, but... Actually, we need quite a bit of kills of just random monsters. But I found like a leave quest or two. There should be some up here, I guess. Head up this way. Yeah, because the leave quests are usually pretty good ways of getting extra experience for certain things. They're not as good for, like, just combat classes as they are for, like, crafting and mining, but they still do a thing. Plus, they do get you company seals once you've actually signed up with one of the grand companies. Which you do end up joining one of them as part of the storyline, so you don't have to, like, go out of your way to get that. Don't think there's really a difference between these two. Battle Warden. Small party-based operations overseen by the Adventurers Guild. Oh, okay, that's actually something else. Yeah, we don't need that. We need the leaf quests. Battlecraft. Get a ring, which is not useful for our stats. They're kinda higher level. I don't think it really matters too much. Field of Beans. Okay, they'll get basically the same reward, except this one also gives some equipment. Let's go ahead and do this one. Let's do a second one as well, because we can have multiple at a time. So, Western Vanillin. Then you can use the little green or green auras here to show you where your lead quests are. This one is Field of Beans. So initiate. Our base level, because we're already kind of under level as it is. Destination. Defeat all targets in a specified location. There we go. I probably do not want to use fire on this guy. I guess it's not so bad. MP regen while I go to the next spot. Oh, there's a treasure coffer over here too. You get a potion. Yay. You little crab. Look at little crabby boy. Crab thinks he'd be a crab. MP regen. Other areas over here. Where you at? 2 enemies. How could this be? I think I just bopped that guy. Please, Bob. Why you no Bob? There's Bob. There we go. Let's switch back to ice. I don't see any like mini boss enemies. Because some of these leaf quests can also have like additional like mini boss fights you can get that would give you extra rewards as well. And at this point, the more rewards, the better. Dirty mongrel. I think we'll go ahead and lightning this guy too. Because why not? Damn, then. Well, actually, a decent, well, 13% locked. But better than nothing. There we go. I think that should be everything for this leaf quest. Yep. Yeah, then after each leaf quest, it gives you a chance to return to the place where you got the leaf from. But in this case, since we have a second one, go ahead and take care of that first. I wonder if it might have been faster to actually just teleport back. Oh well. Still the best mount. Nope. Look at him flap his wings. So get ready about here. Beak to beak. Initiate. LD0. Yeah, this one just basically kill enemies as quick as you can. Yeah, you do get benefits for beating the leaf at higher levels. Get it for beating it faster, stuff like that. Bunch of little kind of mini bonuses you can get to. Can we just... Yeah, we can kind of bonk. Ooh, more treasure. It's an ether. Which is not as useful as it sounds. Oh, right there, okay. Ooh, that was a good tread. Yay, level up. here. One unfortunate thing about starting with a low level character is that all the rested XP that you get goes away pretty quickly. Bonk. Back to some MP regeneration. Oh, that's a big thing. Oh, I think that actually might be a like a mini boss. You discover a wanted target. Slay Skill Eater and collect the bounty. Nope. I'm not about to get bopped by a mini boss. MP back. Be good enough. Get back here. I didn't say you could leave. I did not say you could leave this leave. Alright. Put these in. Hopefully those will get us close enough to level. We're about 4,000 away. Reward. Speed of completion. That's not as much as I was hoping for. Alright. So probably, yeah, one more should be fine. Let's do a different one. Actually, what are the items? Get a mole loaf. Thanks, I like the idea of like the meals in this game, but the maximum, the fact you only get like a maximum point benefit, and usually early on it's like basically nothing. I mean, we can still get it, I guess, but I don't know. I'm not really sold on that one. Let's exit this one. So this one is going to be to the west. I think this one actually might try to go up to like level 12 with this one. Because we took that last one pretty easily. Alright, so we gotta go into here. Let the chocobo go. And here we go, initiate to level 12. Commence. We need to... Okay, there we go. Yeah, any enemy that's related to the leave is gonna have this little like kind of card icon above their name, which helps to kind of tell them apart from other enemies. Nope. I'll pass, thank you. Nope. We're supposed to get our MP back while I bop him. Where? Oh, there he is. Ooh, just barely dodged. Yeah, I think the special leave mini bosses, I don't think they have icons in the mini map. So you actually do kind of have to look for them. Oh, I lost my charge. Okay, I didn't quite think you would actually reach me. Come on, more bop. Good bop. And then the last one's here. Oh, there's two of them. I'll try to get the item first. No, that's not. Well, that's unfortunate. Actually, might need access to a potion. Yeah, you know what? Oh god, I am not doing good. Okay, I got the sleep. A chance to heal. Now, can I cast spells on him without him waking up? Nope. We should be fine now, though. Now it's back to one-on-one. Especially if he's moving up and using his charge attacks. Oh, not enough MP. Kill him until he is dead. Okay, don't need that anymore. Oh, I'm still missing things, apparently. Yeah, let's get some MP back. Expose, back to I need more damage. Oh. Don't think I'm gonna win that speed fight. Whoosh. There we go. Just barely enough time for the speed thing, I think. I'm not sure what the time threshold is to get the speed bonus, but assuming it's like 25% of the time it takes, we should have just barely made it. Ward. Some difficulty, speed of completion. Okay, that's actually a decent completion bonus. Alright, so now we're done with that. Now we can head back into Ulda and start the next quest line. Okay, I think I have to use teleport first. That seems a little... That's actually not what I want then. Others? No? Okay, so I guess that just goes to like the outer areas. But I actually need to go to Ulda specifically to use the internal one. Actually, can I just use the Aetherite to go... No, I can't. I've tried that before. Yeah, if you try to use the Aetherite from not within like one of the main cities, it gives you the option of either registering that as a home point, or doing two other things. I forget what they are, but they're not actually useful. But yeah. Go away. Ugh. Sprint. Because this is literally the fastest movement you can get inside a city. At least I think it is. Quest time. We get a new weapon, which is a little bit better. Well, not really significantly, but actually it's a slower auto attack. I'm not sure if that's actually better or not at this point. Gloves would actually be pretty nice right now. Yeah, we're going for the gloves when we turn this one in. Yes, Aaron, yes. The aura of power surrounding you is palpable. The glare begins to blind my thaumaturge's eye. Your lesson today shall be taught by Kokobani. Go to him and hear from the chapter entitled The Threat of Paucity. Paucity. Such fancy words. Aha! So, Aaron, you have come to learn at the foot of the third eldest brother, have you? I promise you, however, your education shall not be third-rate. Let us read from the second chapter, shall we? Are you settled? No last-moment trips to the privy? Very well. The threat of paucity. Ah, how magnificent the ruthless power we wield. Flame devours, ice entombs, and lightning courses through the stricken bodies of our foes. But oh, such desperation when the wellspring runs dry. Flame sputters out, ice melts to slush, and lightning sparks no longer. Know you this threat, and mind you the limits of your mortal vessel. A terrifying thought, isn't it? A thaumaturge who has exhausted his arcane reserves is naught but a man with a stick and a funny hat. For we mages, you may as well equate the etheric energy flowing through our veins with our very lifeblood. Should a battle find us lacking in this precious resource, we are as good as dead. Controlling the expenditure of your power requires an understanding of etheric balance. The scales can tip in one of two directions, astrally or umbrally. When your mind and spirit lean in an umbral direction, your thaumaturge is affected by a state known as umbral ice. The potency of your spells is diminished, but they also require less energy to invoke. On the other hand, a thaumaturge in the astral fire state will find the potency of his incantations enhanced, but at a greater cost to his etheric stamina. Now with the concepts of etheric balance and efficient casting foremost in your mind, I bid you go forth and slay 8 Fs. Fs? In chat? Pray do your best to stay alive. It reflects badly on me when the mauled corpse of one of my pupils is returned to the ossuary. Alright, so kill things. Got it. The question is, where do we kill these things? Fs can be located in Central Vanillin. Let's do a quick teleport. Because we can teleport out of the city, but we can't teleport into the city, which seems to be the dividing line. So we need to head northeast. I'm assuming we got the Chocobo Keep here, right? Okay, yeah, we did. Yeah, these Chocobo Keys are basically like little taxi services that you can use to go between different areas. But in order to get one registered as a place you can go to, you have to actually talk to the Chocobo person first. Over here. Straight east. Well, east, northeast. Directions of some sort. So, Fs. Let's go ahead and... there we go. Cast. Like, apparently it is still showing my friends doing their various things, but oh well. Yeah, I didn't get out in time. Bop. Get MP back. And we should be good to start casting again. Whoosh. Nope. No, I'm not winning that one. Oh, More things for experience. I will take that right now. Yeah, anything with like this little kind of crescent moon kind of thing up here is basically stuff you get some extra experience for killing X many of those as a given class. So usually a good idea to take these guys out and get the bonus. This one I do kind of wish I cast lightning at first. Nope. Yeah, that attack charges kind of quickly. You definitely gotta make sure you get out of the way first. Didn't quite mean to do that in that order, but oh well. Ah. Come on, there we go. I don't know if we can still both get the credit for this. Let's try it. Okay, it does count for me. Hopefully counted for them. It's gonna be one more F to appear. Come on, lizard things. Where be ye? There we go. Yeah, we'll start casting. Wrong way. Oh well. We're not exactly risking dying right now. See, we win. Easy game. So I'm gonna head back to the guild. Oh, too early. We need to head this way, I think. Yeah, this way. Cross the bridge. Ah. Oh, crafting log. Over this way. Whee! Get over the thing. Ugh. Wait. I would say I almost went in the wrong direction, but I did kind of go in the wrong direction. Okamani. Aha! You arrive before me upright and breathing. Wonderful. It is so much simpler to pose questions to a student without having to resort to necromantic divination. I mean, I guess. Tell me, Aaron. What action would you take if you found your thaumaturgical endurance exhausted in the midst of battle? I mean, I have been doing this. But yeah, this is technically the correct answer. Oh, most practical indeed. A discreet withdrawal to await the replenishment of your energies is a sound strategy. But should there be nowhere left to run, a vial of ether can be your stoutest ally. Ah, ether, the draught of the gods. We thaumaturges, indeed any who practice the arts of arcane manipulation, value this substance above all others. Thus it was with unbridled fury that we received the most recent report of Beastman activity. It seems an Amalja raiding party has attacked a caravan on the trade routes and made off with an entire crate of precious ether. The time has come for you to put your new knowledge to the test. Annihilate these Amalja bandits, and retrieve the cargo of ether-filled vials. According to the report, the armored war transport was last spotted to the south of Drybone. Ah, and I believe Kokobuki has an additional request. While you're busy incinerating Amalja, be sure to collect some samples of their blood. Assuming you can draw any from their smoking remains. Alright, that seems kind of like a random request, but we'll go with it.
Character? New character?
No, same character, just doing a different class.
Oh.
Being a thaumaturge. So where is this one located? Map. In eastern Vanillin. So we'll teleport to Camp Drybone. Yeah, these places I've all already visited for like main storyline plot stuff like that, so a lot of these I already have access to from prior. Yeah. I suppose I was basically about to say the exact same thing twice. And I was like, nah, I'll choose no. I always forget how to get out of here though. I think there's really like one way. I need to take this little like ramp upward. Thankfully we can use mounts out here. Make things go a little bit faster. Good to go. Well, I can help the other person with theirs too. As I start to get ganked on. Alright, fair enough. Alright, so turn to the Mage Guild. Okay, didn't get the actual emote out of it, but where do you go? I can remember how to get back. Okay, so I guess we have to go to Central, which is the other way. Get off now. Get away from me. No, stupid bugs. Leave me alone. No, I could actually do some XP still. Let's join in on this fate. So we need to Wait, what am I supposed to do? Okay, I guess I just pick stuff up. Okay, that's what's going on. Well, apparently everybody wants a piece of me right now. Ow. Oh god. Just make it seem like I contributed. Potion just to make sure. See if we can finish these guys off and get some extra XP. Oh, I did not mean to cast that. There we go. Now it's just one-on-one. I don't think we really got much out of that. We got like 7 serpent seals, yay. I didn't mean to actually cast that, but oh well. Let's sleep you again. I definitely appreciate how consistent that spell is at actually connecting. There we go. Yeah, that was not quite worth it, unfortunately. Into the city of Ulda. I always kind of wonder how they come up with the names of some of these places. Use the Aetheryte to get right to the guild. Thermometer. This way. Come on. Do I detect the scent of ether? And I trust that stench is Amalja blood. Actually, I never even, like, manually did anything for the blood. I just kind of got it, apparently. Oh, 10 vials. 20. 30. The sight of so much ether is just so very comforting. What have we here, Kokobani? Is this the crate that was stolen? I see Aaron's lessons have had the desired effect. I will assume the vile, viscous liquid you have there is Beastman blood. Kokobushi should be pleased. Kokobuki! You left word for me to visit the ossuary. Did you finally decide to begin my training in thaumaturgy? Ah, Kokobushi, good of you to come. Aaron here was kind enough to obtain a supply of Amalja blood for you. An alchemist acquaintance of mine explained how you had been using the substance in your research to create a mana-amplifying elixir. Naturally, we are most interested in the results of such experiments. So you see, Busi, your work as an alchemist already puts you in a position to work alongside us. You needn't become a thaumaturge to be part of our family. That's right, Busi. Besides, the battlefield is a dangerous place, and our skills are not exactly suited to keeping others safe from harm. I am so freaking massive compared to these guys. I could literally, like, just squeeze his onion of a head with, like, 2 fingers. I see. This is but another attempt to dissuade me from pursuing my true calling. I do not want to cheer you on from the safety of my workbench. I want to fight at your side. Busi, we just cannot stand the thought of you being harmed. Pray do not do anything foolish. I do apologize, brother. I sometimes forget how difficult it must be not having a natural aptitude for the arcane arts. As I mentioned before, Aaron, Kokobushi was dangerously unsuited to the wielding of thaumaturgy. Even with the proper training, he would be unable to cast magics as we can. Were he to attempt to force a manifestation of power, the strain on his aesthetic reserves would likely kill him. But let us not dwell on this unpleasant circumstance. For you, on the other hand, are brimming with thaumaturgic potential. Remain diligent in your studies, and do not cease in your efforts to expand your wellspring of power. Right. Get them gloves. A new weapon and new gloves. Not that one. Gloves. Weapon. Update. We changed this. I mean, it is more defense, and it's better than we have otherwise. So I guess we'll do it. Alright, so since we still need a bunch more experience, let's start doing some of the... I think we're high enough level to start doing guild tests. Okay, we can do at least some kind of guild test. Venture need DPS. That's kind of a rarity. Usually it's like tank or healers that are the ones in need. I don't know how long this is going to take, so let's see if we can get to the marketplace first and try to get some more gear. Now we have access to the level 10 stuff. The average wait time, less than 5 minutes. So we need 2 Aetherite. The Sapphire Avenue. So, right now we do have already a body for a mage, we have a glove for a mage. The legs are the one thing we don't have for like any mage stuff. Try to focus on that. And apparently not. I don't know if these are actually limited to like, if this marketplace is specifically for Ul'dah. Maybe the other places might have stock, but I don't actually know. Yeah, apparently we can't buy any leggings.
Oh, I mean...
Well, I could technically get a better head, especially since we're already above the XP bonus level. Let's take a look at that. Head. Draw hat. Perception. Control. Okay, so we can get some of this. It's a little bit less defense, but it's more stats, which is, I think, slightly more important right now. It's high quality, which is kind of nice. Get a hat. Where'd it go? There it is. So next would be get level 5 armor. Yeah, I think the armor is gonna be the next biggest upgrade we can get. Ooh, that is definitely an improvement, and it's nice and cheap. Sweet. So we got some more armor. Update again. Doesn't really look that good in all honesty, but eh. Let's see if we can get a new shield. Another higher level. Where are the shields? Where are the shields? Oh, right there. For maple. What we got? Oh wait, that was one that was like 600,000. Don't forget that. Commence. I think this might be the first time I've actually gone in as like a spellcaster for one of these. Hey, I leveled. Nice. Oh, we got Blizzard 2 now. Dead. That was nice and easy. Right. Nothing special we can really get from the area afterward. So, speak to the dude. Okay, bonus added for completing heists as a Thaumaturge for the first time. Without suffering a single KO. That's decent. Not really a lot, though. It's kind of unfortunate. I think it's the only guild house we have access to. Maybe another one at 12? Duty, Guild of Dungeons, guild house. We have a second one, I guess. I think this one is just a basic, fight the guy and do things. Oh, okay. Suddenly garbage. This one does pay better. I mean, because we haven't actually done it yet, so we'll join this one. I think we'll try to find a good place for XP gain otherwise. Where'd that be? Vanillin. I think Camp Dry Bones was probably about the best place we can go for leveling. I hate the way my body reacts to sneezes. It's basically like, I get my first sneeze, I go by like up to 80 to 90% of a second sneeze, but then I stop before I actually like get it properly going. Okay, so here's the leaf meat. We have level 15. We might be able to get proper level 15 stuff. I don't actually really know. But not even worth that much, honestly. Yeah. For Cycle of War. I don't really use Ventures, but let's go for this one, because I think it goes like one more guild as well. Death with Indignity. Alright, so where's that located? It's on, okay, southwest of Fierce when you get up to the top. Ice with extra... Well, not extra, but extra targets, I should say. Does less damage. But it does do AoE.
Yeah.
Radius 5 yards. That's the place. Yeah, these low-level guild tests, you basically just want to just do an instant kill on the main boss rather than going after the sides, or the ads would be the proper terminology. Because once the main guy dies, it's just the end of the thing. Mortars, that's something KO. My stuff. Yeah, I got a player combination. All I did was just mash the 2 button. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this leave. If this doesn't give us a lot of experience, I might have to maybe look. Well, not sure what else I can really do for like XP farming outside of just these leave quests. Initiate. We're in the right area. Yeah, base level because it's a little bit above what we are. So we need to defeat all targets in the appropriate areas. Yeah, this guy's actually doing a decent chunk of damage to me. Alright. Nope. I'm not gonna get skilled. At least not in that sense. Okay, so let us try to heal a little bit. Go to the next area. Not seeing any bosses. You sense an unsettling presence. Ooh, wizard. Who can outcast the other? Oh, that thunder actually kind of hurts. What does my thunder do at this point? Is it actually viable? Not really. Okay. That wasn't so bad. Where to transpose? Try to save my astral. Okay, no. Damn. Couldn't transpose in time. And back to Cole so we can regain MP. Just kind of hoping we just have one enemy this time. Okay. Keep things simple. Win. Return. Yeah, what else can we do for experience? Not really fully sure. Select. Do the completion. Yeah, not much of a completion bonus, unfortunately. Leave quests kinda suck for combat classes. Can't do that trial. Dungeon requires level 15, which these just kind of suck. Let's try another guild test, see if we get something at least decent for that. Maybe we should actually try doing some quests. Do we have any left over here? I think quests are probably like the next best way to get XP. I might have already completed all those in my initial last leveling in this area. Thing over here. There are quests up here. Oh, those are high level. Yeah, I've already got all the quests done here, so we can't use those. And this is kind of one of the reasons why you get an XP bonus for having a character with a class of a higher level than the current one. So that way, because you really can't redo quests. It was kind of meant to be able to make up for that. I'm not really sure where else. I guess we could try to do the fate up here. Seems like part of it's been done already. That's not the right way. Let's see if we can get to the fate in time. I'm assuming if it's 25% done, there's probably somebody else there who can probably like tank some hits for us. Actually, I want to actually summon my Chocobo as a proper like ally, who I could then use as my tank. I don't remember how to do that. How do I... Play guy? No, I don't want to open up the browser. Active help? Chocobo. Personal Chocobo? Chocobo whistle to require... You use the Chocobo whistle to require the action of summoning your personal Chocobo. Unlike ground Chocobos, there is no time limit. However, there are areas such as highly populated cities. Action summoning your Chocobo can be set on the mount guide. Barding. Companion interface situated in the character section of the main menu. So apparently it's not here. There's still a lot of things I need to remember how this game works. Action traits. Aspect mastery. Oh, okay. Maim and mend. Increases base action damage and HP restoration by 10%. Not bad. Okay, so level 20 is when you get the second stack. It seems kind of late. None of those... Oh, maybe I don't actually have it unlocked yet. So how do I... Huh. Beauty log, social, party, travel... Travel? No. Bounce speed. Yeah, I'm curious as what this is. Okay, so I noticed when I got like level 37 in my main class, I got like these speed boosts in certain areas. I don't know what triggered that. Huh. I don't know. But yeah, apparently that's not immediately relevant. Yeah, I think I need to maybe go to... Yeah, this isn't really gonna help me with anything. Actually, challenge log. Okay. Actually, that's not quite what I want. Oh, there's a thing for completing guild house. Okay. Not necessarily a lot of oh, well, for a player commendation. Okay. Do that and get some experience. Give it to me. Okay, so while we wait for the guild tests, well, yeah, I'm gonna head back to New Gridania, check on the Grand Company I'm in, which kind of like the lore version of guilds, but when you still run your own like personal guild, which is referred to as a free company. Yeah, I want to see if maybe I can, because I know the company, the chocobo you get that can help you in battle is kind of linked to the Grand Company that you're with. I'm gonna try to see if I can figure out how to get to that. Also, lots of people.
Why do you want
Okay, so I'm guessing I talked to the quartermaster. What do you do? Materials. Oh, that's not what I need. Weapons, arms, no. Oh, that's too high level right now, unfortunately. Armor. Material, no. What issue? Engineering manual? This comprehensive manual on crafting contains knowledge amassed over centuries by well-traveled disciples of the hand. Is known to inspire all who read it, granting temporary 150% boost to experience points earned from synthesis, up to maximum 250,000. Like this half to level 40. Oh, then that one's of the. Okay. I don't know what I want though. I think need to be like a staff sergeant or servant sergeant, whatever it is, to be able to get the combat chocobo. I know I need a bunch more company seals of this currency here in order to be able to upgrade my rank. Maybe do like 2 more. So what can I actually do for those then? I'm gonna take some time to really see if I can turn any of these in. I can probably just buy one of those. Decent amount of experience, actually. Oh, that's a lot of experience. How that much? Okay, 10 oak branch. I want to try that. 10 oak branch. I go to the merchant. 10 oak branch. I wonder if I can just like suddenly boost my character's level by like 15 levels in one go. Also frame rate. Oh my god. Either right. It's been I think it's where no. Yeah, I have to figure out anything where we want to go. No. Oh, I guess we're doing this now. Okay. We'll check the oak branch after we do the guild test. Okay, we got this guy again. Kill it with fire. Win. Since one person in this group actually posted in party, we'll vote for him as our accommodation. Their accommodation. There we go. That is a very pitiful experience. Not gonna lie. Okay, so let's find some oak branches, maybe. Come on. So we need to go to... not the Archers Guild. Leatherworkers Guild. Okay. So, oak branch. Sign for sale. They're very affordable. But 4. Okay, so we do need to buy 4, I guess, but. Yeah, that seems like an obscenely easy way to get experience. But let's see if that actually works the way I think it does. If so, then I'll find a new way to power level. Great Plaza. Unless you actually need to, like, gather them yourself. Which would kind of make more sense. I don't really know. So, everything in supply. Am I actually going to get that much experience? Or is that going to be like prorated based on my level? For level 13. Are we actually going to get... Oh, for botanist. Okay. That makes more sense. Okay. We got some free levels out of it, though, which is kind of nice. And a bunch of serpent seals, which does put us in the point where we can get a rank up. Something. Nothing. Oh, I have to get high rank for that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get our promotion. The Serpent Private First Class. I think we need to do one more in order to be able to get to the... possibly get the fighting chocobo. Where's a good place to actually get more serpent seals? I know you can do like leave quests in certain areas. I'm not really sure where that would be, unfortunately. Oh, come on. And apparently Final Fantasy XIV crashed. Let's try that again. Why do I have a message on... Oh, okay, he replied. Oh, announcement. Oh, so anyway, Steam... Final Fantasy XIV. Everything is fine. Nothing was on fire. This is not showing up on the stream, correct? Okay. I mean, not that anything would be, like, vitally leaked out that everyone was showing, but still. Once this comes up, we'll have to double check to make sure it actually works right. Okay, good. Start. $30, yeah, that's fine. Waiting for the queue to finish. Our connection's finally excellent. Yeah, I'm guessing my YouTube video's finished uploading, that's probably why. Yeah, it finished.
I mean, like...
Okay, get everything else back up the way I wanted it set up. There. Alright. Alright, so back to all this. Close all this stuff I don't need. So, I was trying to figure out where... Where did I go for leave? None of those. It doesn't really show me like quest levels or enemy levels in this area, so I'm not sure what I'm really going for. I can try this over here. Kind of like take some stabs in the dark. So if I can't do a quick XP, I'll at least try to get more of the Grand Company currency. I like my FPS meter's not even showing right now. Okay, here are quests here. We can kind of gauge the level based on these. Oh god, that's not the right level. But I think everything in this area should be showing up quest-wise if there are other quests. Which it doesn't look like there are. Oh, those are even worse levels. Wait. Go from 8 to 47. The question. 3. 7, 28, 7. So Central Shroud. I don't think that's a high enough level area, but it might be more free for seals. Probably gonna be a better start than we have here. Alright, so nearby quests. Not really. There's a leave meet. Oh, there's also there's a place where there's like a specific company or a Grand Company leave meet as well. I don't know where they're located. Craft, yours is only level 10, which is not really gonna be sufficient for me. Yeah, where was that one I was at before? I don't think it was an East Shroud. Maybe it was. Oh yeah, it was over here though. Was that some other stuff? I think that's about the right level, and I think there's a Grand Company leave me over here as well. Hopefully this will be what I want. There is quests. That's actually higher level than I thought it'd be. Leave me. I'm guessing these are all level 20 then. Oh, level 15, that actually kind of works. Ooh, it's too high level though. We'll get it anyway. Boots for stuff we can't really do. Alright, we'll go ahead and accept that. And we'll accept that. Oh, here we go. Servant starter. This is one with the Grand Company leaves. We actually have different sets. Okay, no, it's the same throughout the area. That's not gonna be it. Information. One being Grand Company, the other being supply and confusing. Grand Company leave quests are various one-man tasks that have been deemed too important or dangerous to place in the hands of a normal adventurer. Blah, 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 blah. Oh god, that's not helpful. Yeah, there's no way we can take her at level 20. Even then, it's not even that much for... Well, I guess the base is good for seals, but... Yeah, not as good as I was hoping it'd be. Alright, how about... So this one is... Can't say no to Gnat. Initiate this. Base level for now. I don't know for sure what I'm dealing with. MP back. See treasure. Don't see anything else of importance. Any more leave enemies. And we'll just bop you for the rest. Yeah, I don't think we have any hidden bosses this one. At least get the treasure. Bop. Ooh. Ethereal bronze gauntlets. I don't think I can equip gauntlets though. Yeah, damn it. Not the right class. Unfortunately, selling gear isn't really worth it in this game. Unless you go to the marketplace, and even then it's kind of eh. Although it does kind of depend on the item in question. But I think even items like this aren't really all that valuable. Maybe I should actually start looking at the marketplace to actually like confirm that though, rather than just kind of assuming. I foosh you. That was a good crit. I think we actually get, yeah, we're getting far more experience from just killing the things in the league quest to where from the actual reward. Which is kind of unfortunate. Collect. Actually, I could have done the other one first, but oh well. That's actually not a bad reward. Monkey business. Now we'll go and just get all these. Everything in the area. And this time we'll actually do all 3 quests first, and then we'll turn them all in at once. This is monkey business. Initiate. We can. I think we'll bump these up like one level at a time until we find out we're like overmatching ourselves. Oh god, 2 at once. Oh. Make sure I use the right ability. That's actually quite a bit of enemies we have to kill, from the looks of it. Yeah, we'll let us get some health back. Go back to fire, 1 more health refill, there we go. That should be plenty. Yeah, play this very tactically. Oof. Head down. Keep an eye out for any special enemies. Ah, yeah. There we go. So more of it this way, I think. So last enemy right here. Do not return yet. This one is Ochu's Bite. Initiate. +2. This one we just needed to kill X many Ochus. Oh, we found a secret boss. The 7-year gnat. Oh, damn. Oh, dear. That was actually kind of a lot. Oh, wait. No, 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 no. Not this time. I am learning. Try to sleep you real quick. Mess up a little bit of healing in. Alright, boss kill get. Got a little closer than I wanted it to, not gonna lie. So where... I guess the main enemies are up here. Attack target to reveal its true form, then defeat it. That's actually higher level than I was expecting to see. Oh, I see, okay. So it's actually lower level than it actually is. That's definitely a good thing. Right. And bop. A little bit of MP regen. Yeah, it took them a little while, but they eventually got their act together. Yeah, only took about like 30 some years. Actually, Thunder works too, because then I can use minimal MP. Oh god, that one's real. Let's try to take it out. Hopefully we don't die. If all else fails, we can do sleep. We are doing sleep. Potion. They capped out at 160, so we actually should be mostly good on that. Alright, we got that one. Give MP a chance to refill. Hopefully this next one is legit. Try to get, okay, one more health check and we should be good. Yeah. Please be level 16. Oh god, you're not level 16. I don't know if I'm getting the quick reward on this one. Actually, might be fine on this particular one. Okay, good. We'll still heal or accelerate the healing with a potion, but at least that time it didn't go nearly as badly. Hopefully you're legit. Oh, not legit. Why are we fighting all the actual true ones? I disagree. Okay, yeah. That's what I want. There we go. Should be dead. Yeah, I'll do another proper. Oh god, that's pain. We can use antidote. Well, it's not gonna be that. Oh, we actually leveled up for full heal. That works too. Transpose. There we go. Finally found the last one. Right, it deselects for some reason. All the fire. Oh, wait, no, that's not the way I want to do it. There we go. Alright, then 2 more relief quests. Sprint to the right area. This is something in the mead. Yeah, I think we're still good on the +2 for now. This one, just take out enemies. Nice and simple. No. Not seeing anything special.
That's literally on the path.
Oosh. No, never before I've actually used potions in this game, and now I'm using them all the time.
Yeah, no, that's like a shit ton.
Alright, then one left. One is a guest for supper. This one will go ahead and bring up to +3. Oh, I need to guide you? Oh, God. Okay, so we'll just like take these guys out preemptively. So I don't think they respawn at all. Oh, God. Okay, I was not expecting them to actually be, like, spawning. This might be a bad thing. Thankfully, sleep is an AoE effect. Give you a chance to kind of rest up. I'm actually willing to wait the time out so I can get more healing. But not quite enough, but oh well. Alright. I think we should be good now. Well, I'm assuming there's gonna be more of those guys just like spawning out of nowhere, which is not gonna help. Oh, who are you? Wait, what egg with me? Oh God, why? Oh God, why are there so many? I disapprove. Well, damn it. Yeah, can I just manually fail this one? Because he is gonna be so dead. That's annoying. I wonder if I restart that, if I can, like, I think I can re-choose my level. Re-challenging Leaf Quest. If you build it complete within a limited time, you can always re-challenge it. Re-challenging a Leaf Quest will cost 1 leave allowance. That's fine, because you're basically just, like, re-accepting it. So how do I get back? I think that was Central Shroud, right? E-Shroud? E-Shroud. Yeah, so we'll do that. We'll do like one level lower. Now that we're realizing just like how many enemies are actually coming up there. Actually, let's just do one so we can make sure we can actually finish this. Yeah, because there's kind of like an arbitrary distance that you have to do the motioning with, otherwise one doesn't actually follow. Oh. Where are the mobs? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. They're back there. They're cheaters. What do you mean can't execute? Must have gotten stunned or something. Oh my god. This is 2 levels lower, too. Oh my god. Try to get this guy before anybody else spawns. I can only see it sending in pain otherwise. Alright. You get him up there, I think. Oh. Okay, there is more guys coming. Hey, leave the rat boy alone. hear you ahead of time. Stupid stun, my god. One can stun, the other can poison. This is not, like, caster friendly. Oh, there we go. Oh, you're coming a mile away. Foosh. Use the coldness to regain my MP quickly. No other obvious enemies on the way. Still keep an eye on things. Aha! I see you there. And bop. We should be in the clear by this point. There we go. That one was annoying. Not gonna lie. Alright, so now we get to turn all these in. Forward. Difficulty speed of completion. Difficulty speed of completion. Difficulty not speed of completion. Because Beckon quests suck. But we got up to the level that we need. And bounty. Alright, that's a good bit of stuff there. So now... I don't think we can use this to go to anywhere. Yeah, so... Redania... do I have to manually pick the right one? Okay, there we go. So I can only teleport to, like, the big ones, apparently. That's how it works. Dude. And head to airship. Fly in the plane to Ulda. Skip. Yeah, back to this person. I don't know which one is technically the correct one for Thaumaturge, but we'll just pick this one. Seemed like a good idea at the time. Do we equip our new casting stick? That's with level 17. Sort. Spear. Spear. Bow. Saw. Pickaxe. Wait. Okay, I guess we did equip it. Alright. I thought we had like a level 11 staff, but apparently not. Thaumaturge. here. Gokubuki. Come, Aaron. The yawning abyss beckons once more. Today, Kokobizi will instruct you from the chapter entitled The Threat of Superiority. You are come for your lesson, Aaron. Then heed well my words. The threat of superiority. Ah, how magnificent the intimidating power we wield. Flames sear the air, ice frosts the ground, and lightning flashes with blinding incandescence. But not all are cowed by our elemental fury. Ignite not your flames, summon not your ice, and strike not with your lightning. Know you this threat, and stay your hand against such foes. Once you cut away all the overblown imagery, the passage draws attention to an important tactic. A wise thaumaturge does not engage in battle against opponents he cannot defeat. A fine example would be avoiding conflict with Ulda's multitude of furious merchants. What? These soulless, ravening creatures are afflicted with the madness of insatiable avarice. Oh, why don't you tell us how you really feel? Do you perhaps recall the crate of ether you retrieved from the Amalja bandits? Well, a number of irate peddlers have arrived at the guild with the gall to demand recompense for the few measly vials we emptied as our just reward. Alright, yes, we drank the whole entire bloody box. But the point is that the guild cannot presently afford to pay such a sum. Thus I pass on to you the secret of my last and most potent defense. Shameless weeping. I'm not speaking of a few tears here. I want you to stride right up to these tyrannical traitors and cry your eyes out. Okay. This is a weird quest. So I guess they're right outside the front door. Alright, so... Oh, that's not what I want. Cry. Weep in sorrow before the ranting merchant. It's not that... Oh dear, I'm not angry at you. You understand? It's those 5 ether-addled brothers I take issue with. You tell them the next time this happens, I'll have the price taken out of their unprincipled hides. Cry to elicit sympathy from the furious merchants. I love how this is a quest. Alright, son. I know you're the one who chased down those Amalja brutes for us. I'll let it go this one time, for your sake. You weep in sorrow before the raving merchant. Well, you needn't cry a few vials of ether, lad. I'll tell you what. You dry your eyes for me, and I'll take care of the loss out of my own purse. Okay. And how does that improve my magical abilities? Perchance? Hey, Kokobizi. You owe me $5. A masterful performance, Aaron. The sniffling was a nice touch. You will, however, encounter foes who are unmoved by such piteous wailings. Take this recent request, for instance, which I have nominated to serve as your next trial. A team of scholars have asked for a thaumaturge to destroy a cursed relic they unearthed known as Mormo's Urn. While pottery is, by and large, immune to tears, it is the Alacran thieves that subsequently stole it that concern me. The Alacran are an organization of criminals not normally known for their gentle or understanding dispositions. Rather than attempting to engage an entire gang of their thugs, I would suggest you neutralize the threat to your person with a well-timed sleep spell. Ooh, I have that. The Alacran have been seen traveling in the southeast of Drybone. Find them and destroy the urn they carry. I get to make bad guys take naps. Western, Central... That's Black Brush, that's not... There it is, Camp Drybone. So lie in wait at the designated location. So we need to head up and around. We'll go ahead and do this. Doop, doop, doop. One of the other things I love about this mod is that he has his own unique theme too. Oh, I'm kind of going the wrong way. Okay. I basically just kind of hugged the wall for a while. Range 30, radius 5. Okay. At least it does show what the radius of the effect is as well. I could probably take them out, actually. Let's try it. No, definitely take the XP boost if I can get to it. Push. I need 2 more to get the XP. Hunter. Hunter.
Yeah.
I'll try to just sleep you and get by you. I was never here. I'm trying to get away enough so he just combat with me. I don't know if he's chasing me. I don't think he is. Nice. Staying there. You, however, I will proceed to bop. Do a damage comparison. Make sure Blizzard 2 actually does less damage. Oh yeah, it does significantly less damage. Yeah, I think that's so little damage, it's not really, like, feasible unless you have, like, 4 more enemies, honestly. So no others of the Javelineers nearby. Waiting. Oh! We actually have a instance. Locate Mormo's urn. Sleep, friend. Oh god. Sleep, I say. That's a shiny plant. That looks like Christmas lights. There's the urn. Interacting. Also known as Hulk Smash. Touchscreen. Aaron, a moment if you please. Pray allow me to shatter that urn. Why? Oh, do you? Okay. I thought if I assisted you with your task, then my brothers might finally deign to take me seriously. So I followed you. What have we got here then? A couple of nosy sand rabbits that are about to get skinned. Oh dear gods, where did they come from? What are you doing? That's not how you stay alive. Heck, you know what? Sleep you. Wait, that didn't work? Oh. This way we can try to combine our efforts. Actually, that guy doesn't have a lot of hit points, which is kind of nice. Oh, you injured? I have a salve for that. You're dead. Oh, hello. Leave us alone. And they're starting to become the Smash Mouth meme. And they don't stop coming, 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 and they don't stop coming. Alright, is that all of them? That was simply incredible, Aaron. Wish I could wield the same kind of power. I became an alchemist in the hopes of creating some manner of mana-amplifying elixir, but all my efforts have been for naught. The results have been far too mild to make any difference. I'll never be a thaumaturge like my brothers at this rate. I'll forever be the pitiful, powerless little sibling. Mormo's urn. If I destroy it, then maybe my family will see what I'm capable of. Wait, don't you dare break my urn! What? What the? Did that piece of pottery just talk? Are you Mormo the Void Sent? No. Shit. What? Well, yes, I am Mormo. I'm one of the nice Void Sent. Suspicious. It was the nasty ones that sealed me up here for helping a mortal. If you would be so kind as to open the lid of my urn, I would be happy to grant you a wish. Anything you desire. Fortune? Fame? Oh dear. I'm not really interested in fame or fortune, but perhaps there is one thing. I'd like to have the etheric power to equal that of my brothers. Power, is that it? A perfectly acceptable wish. In fact, I sense that latent ability buried deep within your spirit. It would be a simple thing for me to turn it loose. What more is there to think about? Open the lid! Don't do it. Don't do it, Onion Head. Don't do it. Don't do the thing. Well. Oh, that's not good. Well, I don't feel different at all. I think Mormo may have been lying. No, I think he's possessing you. Come, Aaron. It's time we were leaving. Oh, weren't we supposed to break this urn? Yeah, it's a little late now for that, I think. And that is that. Yes, this will be such fun. I mean, it'll be nice to return home after all this excitement. Yeah. Just pick him up by the onion. Yeah, that's gonna end well. Okay, so let's at least get the challenge log for this guy done. And then we'll head back and turn in the quest in. I think I might call it first stream at that point. Yeah, even with the little XP grind we had to do, it actually wasn't really that bad. We still got a decent chunk in. Plus, we learned a little bit more about how the free company turn-in quests work. So there's that. Whoosh. And Bob. Yay, experience. Oh, serpent seals too, nice. Alright, so head back. That's not where I wanted to go. Vanillin, Ulda.
Here, I can show you now.
Onion head is best head. Final Fantasy 14. This is the second time I've streamed this so far.
Okay, cool. Let's see that character.
It is Cat.
You have.
I mean, we've played together with this character.
I just didn't recognize him. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I did originally start him as a Lancer, so. And Lancers aren't exactly known for wearing, like, linen robes. Welcome back, Aaron. I'm glad to see you're making a habit out of not dying. That makes two of us. Before we discuss your trial further, however, I would ask you about Kokobushi. When I saw him but a few moments ago, he seemed odd. Well, odder than usual. Would you happen to know aught of it? Yeah, he needs to know. Yeah, he joined me at my trial. Bushi was at your trial? Oh, I was doing the wrong character's voice. It is extraordinarily dangerous and foolish to interfere with a thaumaturge's training. I ought to scold him most heartily. Such unpleasantness aside, I am impressed that you claim victory in spite of this unexpected development. The teachings of the Yawning Abyss have served you well. With your experience and control thus demonstrated, I believe you are ready to add a new spell to your repertoire, Scathe. This elementally neutral blast of force will prove effective against all manner of opponents. As I am sure you are eager to test this incantation's efficacy, I shall grant you leave to return to your training. I pity the next hostile creature that crosses your path. Ooh, we get a new shield, too. That's a bit of a high level, but it's still nice to be able to get. Ooh. Oh, I like that. I'm liking all of this. I do like the 20% chance of getting double damage, although potency of 100 is actually kind of small compared to the other spells. Yeah, I'm not sure how much I'm going to be really relying on that one. But anyway, we also get this other stuff. Oh, God. That's actually good. Yeah, we gotta go for the big one. We got a shield we can equip at level 17. We got a weapon and armor we can equip now. Ability get! Such a little tiny little... It's not even a staff, it's a wand. Yay, level 17. So, let's do the weapon. And then the armor. Okay, now I look like a cultist. Excellent. Alright, so yeah, that's going to do it for me for the night. I'll be back on Thursday with a Super Metroid / Link to the Past combo randomizer, because we haven't done those in a couple weeks. Although I think last time we tried that, I think that was one of the times when my computer kind of crashed like an hour in, so I never got to really complete it. Which, as far as I can tell, we should be doing pretty good now, because XSplit is not giving me any kind of issues whatsoever, except for using like a bunch of like my processor, which is kind of weird. I'm actually kind of starting to think about maybe using my potential like work bonus and tax return this year, maybe and just getting like a new computer outright. Even though this computer's still doing me pretty damn well overall. But yeah, that's something I'm gonna have to. I mean, I do have to, do this thing called sleep, which is kind of required in, real life stuff, which is, boo. I agree with that one, but yeah. So, gonna call for here. I will see you guys at 6 p.m. Central on Thursday. I almost said Saturday for some reason, but on Thursday. Day starts with a T and ends in a Y. Yeah, I'll see you guys on Thursday, and until then, have a good night.